Have you noticed there's been major changes and upheavals in one-on-one relationships lately? And this is not surprising, as the planet of love and relationships, Venus, is currently retrograde in Leo until September 4th. So, what does this mean for you, and why you can get excited about this particular Venus retrograde cycle? And finally, which signs will be mostly impacted by Venus retrograde? All of this we'll explore in this video. But first, hi, I'm Stacyann, astrologer for women moving through transition and transformation. And my intention for this channel is to inspire and educate you on whatever part of the journey you're currently on. And I think that who we're becoming is just what the world needs. So definitely continue on that journey. Right. Venus retrograde in Leo 2023. So Venus retrograde happens every 2 years, and then Venus retrogrades in the same sign about every 8 years. So the last time Venus did her retrograde in Leo was between July and September of 2015. So if you look back to that time frame, you might see similar themes starting to pop up for you at this time. So when the planet of love, attraction, what we value, our possessions, so the things that we find of value, is going retrograde, what can we expect? So this is a time to check in and reassess on those Venusian topics. So relationships is always a key one, because Venus is that planet that helps us to connect. It's the planet that helps us to build rapport with someone else. And so Venus is involved when we are falling in love, when we are making connections in those one-on-one relationships. And when it goes retrograde, it's an opportunity to say, is this relationship, the way that I am doing Venus in my life, is that still appropriate for who I am today? Sometimes we think that these core values or beliefs don't really change that much, but it's not true. We're not stagnant human beings. We shift and change throughout our lives. And so these retrograde periods do offer us an opportunity to catch up with those changes relevant to that planet that is currently retrograding. So with Venus retrograding in Leo, the archetype, so Leo brings in that piece around self-expression and being the archetype of the queen, the performer, the child. Leo wants to bring its personality, wants to bring who it is internally, its authentic self, out into the world. And there's different ways to express yourself, and all of them are valid. And so Venus retrograde in Leo is around that expression of love, or that expression of value, and taking a deeper look at what that looks like for you now, and whether or not it's how you want to do that going forward. So this isn't a great time to start any new relationships or go shopping and buying new things, because you're not in that space of commitment. You're in that space of maybe trying on different outfits and seeing what they look like. So when that Venus is direct, you are ready to really choose consciously what you want to bring in, what you want to attract, and how you want to love and express that love moving forward. So, why we can get excited about Venus retrograde in Leo. Venus retrograde gives us some courage to make those changes that we know we've been meaning to make, but it's just easy to put off, especially when it comes to our connections, our personal relationships. It's easy to fall into a routine of um, these are the people that are in my life, and I'm not ready yet to let them go, even though it's probably the healthiest thing to do so at this time. So, Venus retrograde will give you that courage to finally make those decisions that you know it's time to make. Do you remember what it was like to create for yourself? Venus retrograde also offers an opportunity to create for ourselves, to connect to what really pleases us and disregarding what pleases everyone else around us. When Venus goes direct, it's easy for us to tune in to what the audience wants, what the people around us want for our lives. And then when she's retrograde, it's totally okay. Now, a quick note about the signs that will be significantly impacted by Venus retrograde in Leo. These are if you have any planets in Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, and Scorpio, the fixed signs, you're going to be pressurized to make a change when it comes to relationships and what you value. So, fixed signs are inherently resistant to change. They're the signs that occur when we're maintaining the season. So they happen in like midsummer, midwinter, mid-autumn, and mid-spring. So their job is to persist. And so whatever planets are going through retrograde and fixed signs, it usually happens much slower, and there is an emotional attachment to making those change. So sometimes it feels like it's unfair, or it feels like changes are happening to you instead of for you. Again, because the tendency of the fixed signs to resist change. So because I'm sharing that now, all you fixed signs will be okay with making these necessary changes that the Venus retrograde cycle are requiring you to make during this period. But I think with Uranus moving through Taurus, a fixed sign, I think that is supporting change. The fixed signs have been going through a lot of change through other transits, such as Uranus. Pluto went into the fixed sign of Aquarius back in March, and so change is a thing that's really being stressed for many of us who have placements in fixed signs. So that could mean that change is a little bit easier this time around. But relationships, dealing with ourselves and how we relate to other people is just never an easy thing. So be kind to yourself. And I say this without judgment. It's more of having this knowledge, having this information may help kind of ease that those intense feelings around, oh no, this is happening to me instead of for me. So I hope with that, our fixed sign folks will feel really good about this process that they're undergoing now with Venus retrograde in Leo. Now over to you. What new insights are you picking up from this Venus retrograde cycle? How has it been with your one-on-one relationships? What new way of relating or expressing your relationships in your life are you looking forward to moving forward with when Venus goes direct? Let me know in the description box below. Before you go, please remember to share with a friend, like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. And of course, if you have questions about your particular chart and how this Venus retrograde cycle will impact you personally, feel free to reach out via my Ask Me Anything service. It's here for you, and please definitely take advantage of that. Until next time, everyone, bye-bye.